Hello viewers, my name is Dr. P. Balaraju, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, SRR Gout Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important topic that is chemical composition and structure of plasma membrane. Okay, so plasma membrane is a thin layer separating the cell wall and cell organelles and cytoplasm. Cell membrane encircles the cytoplasm. Okay, so without cell wall, especially in plants, because plant cells have cell wall, some bacterial cells also have cell wall. So the remaining animal cells and mycoplasma cells don't have cell wall. So without cell wall, the plasma membrane and the cytoplasm, other cell organelles including, okay, so the total intact structure surrounded by plasma membrane is known as protoplast. Protoplast. Okay. So here plasma membrane mainly separates the cytoplasm from cell wall. So in many cells there is no cell wall. Plasma membrane itself acts as a boundary to the cell. Okay. So that's why plasma membrane is very important, which can play a vital role in daily day-to-day daily activities of cytoplasm and cell. Okay, so here in chemical composition, in structure of plasma membrane, there are three major components. One is lipids, second one proteins, third one carbohydrates. Okay, so here total overall all components, out of all components, the proteins portion constitutes about 52 percentage, 52 nearly 50%, okay, 52 percentage, and lipids constitutes 40 percentage, and carbohydrates 8 percentage, right? So these are the major components in the structure of plasma membrane. Okay, so here a basic plasma membrane, it has 75 angstroms thickness. In some cells it is up to 75 to 150 angstroms diameter also there. In most of the cases, the width or density of the plasma membrane about 75 angstroms. Okay, so mostly lipids. Lipids are four types of lipids we can observe in the structure of plasma membrane. They participate in the structure of plasma membrane. So here one is phospholipids, second one glycolipids, third sphingolipids, and cholesterol or sterols. Among these four components of lipids, phospholipids are more in proportion than others. Okay, so phospholipids are very important. They are the major components of lipid members. Okay, so here the lipid members, mainly phospholipid members, they lie middle of the plasma membrane. Okay, so here the phospholipid members, the phospholipid units, they arranged in two layers. So bilipid layer, we can say that bilipid layer in the middle of the plasma membrane. The lipid molecules, the phospholipid molecules arranged in two layers. Okay, so it is together. The overall lipid portion is together called as bilipid layer because it appears in two two phospholipid thickness, two layer thickness. Together it is a lipid layer, bilipid layer, we can say that bilipid layer. So here in phospholipid there are two parts, head portion and tail portion. Okay, yeah, the middle one, the middle one is bilayer. Okay, lipid bilayer. So lipid bilayer contains, okay, uh, phospholipids. Phospholipids are arranged in two layers. So phospholipid has heads and tails. So here the phospholipids are bipolar in nature, amphipathic, bipolar in nature. Heads having phosphorus, they are hydrophilic in nature, and tails having what we can say that fatty acid molecules, they are hydrophobic in nature. Okay, so here the two bimolecules, the phospholipid bimolecules, tails face the tails are facing towards each other, right? The heads are peripheral, the tails are just inside facing each other molecules. Okay, the hydrophobic parts of phospholipid molecules, their tails containing fatty acids, they are inside, they are towards the center. Okay, so two phospholipids, the tails are opposite to each other, they are okay, against each other, and the heads are peripheral because they are hydrophilic. Okay, so that's why this portion, this lipid portion, is known as phospholipid bilayer portion, lipid bilayer portion. Okay, and moreover it is a amphipathic. Okay, so it has two sides polarity, we can see, right? And here proteins. Okay, proteins are mostly two types, extrinsic and intrinsic proteins. So here the overall proteins are categorized into, in one way, extrinsic and intrinsic, and in another way, in broadly speaking, there are three types of proteins in plasma membrane. Structural proteins, the extrinsic and intrinsic proteins are comes under structural proteins. Okay, so here, depending upon their distribution and position, okay, so structural proteins are two types, intrinsic or peripheral proteins, intrinsic or integral proteins. Okay, so here peripheral proteins constitutes 30% of the total proteins of plasma membrane. They are present on either side of the bimolecular lipid layer, either side of the bilipid layer. There are peripheral or extrinsic proteins are there. These are loosely attached to the head portion of the phospholipids. Okay, extrinsic peripheral proteins are present on either side of the bilipid layer. They are loosely arranged to the head portion of the phospholipids. Right, okay. Just you see here. Yeah. Yeah, of course, this is protein coat, the green one, protein coat, the green one, either side of the lipid bilayer. And second one, integral proteins or intrinsic proteins. This type of proteins are firmly attached and intermingled with lipid molecules. Okay, so these some of the proteins protrude and spread out are also present on the outer margins of the lipid bilayer. They are integral. They are intermingled with phospholipid molecules. Okay, sometimes they protrude. Okay, they spread out. They come out. Their end portions come out from the plasma membrane, and sometimes they extend on peripheral surface also. Okay, their margins. So these proteins can give mechanical support and energy. Okay, and the second type of proteins are functional proteins. Functional proteins are nothing but simply enzymes. Some of the important enzymes always associated with the plasma membrane. For example, acidic phosphatase, alkaline phosphatase, RNase. So these enzymes, okay. So here acidic phosphatase, alkaline phosphatase are the proteins, right? RNA is the nucleic acid. So these kinds of enzymes present along with the plasma membrane for their different functions. Okay, so here some of the proteins also act as enzymes. They also part in the plasma membrane, so they are called as functional proteins. Okay, right. And third category of proteins are carrier proteins. Okay, so this type of proteins present in the plasma membrane, right? They can involve in the transportation of different ions and materials through the membrane. For example, permeases. Okay, permeases. Example, galactoside permease. In operand concept, we can see it is okay, which can permeate the galactose. Okay, so galactoside permease, which is well studied, well known permease. Okay, so these carrier proteins can allow some materials, some ions, okay, from one side to another side across the membrane, right? So they are act as a carrier proteins and channels. Okay, right. And the third component of plasma membrane is carbohydrates. Okay, of course it present in little proportion, but it plays important role. Okay, so here the carbohydrates may be branched chains or unbranched chains of sugars, right? So these glucose derived carbohydrates generally occur in an attached condition as glycoproteins to the peripheral proteins. Okay, so here the glucose molecules as a chains of branched or unbranched, they present on peripheral proteins. They attach to the peripheral proteins. That's why they are called as glycoproteins. Glucose with protein. Okay, they are called as glycoproteins. So these glycoproteins can act as a they can transmit the information inside the cell. They act sometimes as a receptors. Okay, they can transmit the information to the nucleus, to the inside the cell. Okay, Sometimes they act as antigens. Further, they help in the identifying the restricted or toxic substances entering into the cell. These glycoproteins can identify the toxic or foreign material. Okay, the restricted material which is trying to entering the cell. Okay, so they can play a very important role. They can transmit the information. They act as the antigens. Okay, and they help in the identifying the toxic material or foreign bodies. So these three are the major components of plasma membrane. So here, let's come to the structure of the plasma membrane. Since many years, many cell biologists were proposed many theories. So among those theories, very important theories are Robertson's model. So it is popularly known as unit membrane theory or greater membrane theory. Okay, according to the Robertson, the plasma membrane is the structure and the function of the plasma membrane. The structure of the plasma membrane is unique and universal. Okay, all the membranes, whether they are present on cell, whether they are present around the cell organelle is like chloroplast, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, okay, endoplasmic reticulum, right? So the plasma membrane, wherever it is there, the structure is universal. So it has three layers: middle lipid layer, middle bilipid layer. So either side of this bilipid layer there are protein layers. So that's why the plasma membrane is trilamellar model. It has trilamellis. Okay, so Robertson model, this is a Robertson model. It is a universal model. Wherever the plasma membrane, whether it is in prokaryotes or in eukaryotes, the structure is similar. Okay, the total total size of the total width of the membrane is 75 angstroms, 35 angstroms lipid bilayer, and 20 angstroms lipid layers present on either side, outside and inside. Okay, so this is the universal theory. It is known as unit membrane theory, proposed by Robertson based on Danieli-Dawson's model. Okay, sandwich model, right? So this is popularly known as Robertson model, right? So plasma membrane, wherever it is there, it has three layers. Okay, so that's why it is a trilamellar model. It is a unique model. Yeah, Danieli-Dawson model. So first, Danieli-Dawson proposed the plasma membrane theory. Earlier, they have said that two lipid layers and two protein layers on periphery. So their theory a little bit changed and re-proposed that the two lipid layers are only one layer, that is a lipid bilayer. Okay, so they have said that it is like a sandwich. The lipid material sandwiched in between the proteins. Okay, so it is a sandwich model proposed by Danieli-Dawson. Okay, but it cannot explain the function, many other important functions played by plasma membrane. So this is also, of course, it is also a famous model, but it is not widely accepted. The widely accepted model is fluid mosaic model. Right, this is the fluid mosaic model. Very simple. Uh, Fluid mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson in 1972. So, according to their model, the lipid content is in semi-fluid. The lipid content present in the form as a fluid, okay, semi-fluid. So, in this fluid, the proteins are embedded. The proteins are some of the proteins are embedded, some of the proteins are floating on the fluid, okay. So, this altogether it looks like a icebergs in the sea, icebergs in the sea, okay. So it looks like a sea with full of icebergs. The icebergs are proteins, intrinsic proteins, or floating proteins, extrinsic proteins. So here the fluid is bilipid portion, okay.